Hello and welcome to the second week of March now. Guys, time is just flying. So here we are today, the 11th of March, 2019, and I'm coming in with your weekly reading. Now, Howie is getting on with this energy because it's very fast, guys. It's very rapid and it's very, well, I would use the word intense, but it's not in a way that sometimes we say, oh, this is intense, I can't handle it. It's intense, but we are handling it and we are moving with it. So there's a lot of physical symptoms that we may be experiencing with this. And as I say that, my throat is starting to get a bit funny. Where with our lungs, we may be experiencing feelings of like runniness in the nose or clearing in the head, maybe I should put it that way. I have to say my lungs and that area probably since February really have been painful and shifting and old energy releasing there. So if you're feeling anything like that, and it's not an ongoing and really uncomfortable feeling that you just can't put up with, you know, I would say go with it because it's energetic or emotional or spiritual rather than the physical that would need to be addressed by maybe a medical professional. So, in all, very seldom I would go to a medical professional. I would always exhaust every other area first because a lot of our physical symptoms, when they start to become a physical thing, they're coming from somewhere that's manifested here first. So it's about going back to, okay, so what's going on? What have I been thinking about lately? What's coming up in my life? What am I working through? Is there a lot of old stuff coming up that I've been holding on to? So it's like I said to my clients, if you're holding on to something, that's like, you know, me saying to you, hold your hands like that and hold them as tight as you possibly can for 20 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, a day, a week, a month, a year, and so on and so forth, because a lot of us are holding on to stuff for a lot longer than a year. So imagine holding so tight. So then I come along and go, okay, it's time to let this go now. And we're going to do it like wham. No, it has to be gentle because the physical energy that it takes to hold something in place like that is a lot. And when we're holding for so long, it's painful to try and release it. So it has to be done slowly. So as stuff starts to release, we can have, in some cases it can be quite physically painful. Because it's like, imagine you've been holding that for so long. So when we do decide to let go, it's like, it's an amazing release. It's fabulous to allow it to release from you, but it can be physically intense. Is the word I keep hearing. So, but at least you know that when you do that, that's it. It has cleared at that level, and you'll never have that intensity with the releasing of the same thing again, because we do have to maybe go a little deeper and a little deeper each time, but it's far easier, far freer, and doesn't take as long. So I would say to you guys, roll with this energy because, well, we've no choice really, first and foremost, but the more we can roll with the energy, the easier it is, obviously, and the quicker we can get through something. And excuse me, we're in retrograde as well, so things that and I find that it's kind of what's the word, contradictory, because they talk about Mercury retrograde, how it kind of slows things down, or it can take things off course, or it can, you know, put things out of sync as such. But I'm not finding that this time. I'm finding actually that I'm quite the opposite. And things are just coming. And it's just the beautiful synchronicity of what's actually happening in my life. So it's amazing and it's beautiful, and I'm thanking God and I'm thanking my angels and I'm thanking the universe and I'm thanking me as well, because I'm doing my bloody work. Don't forget about that, guys, in the midst of all that's going on. And you know, it's beautiful to thank God, thank our angels, thank our spirit team, or whatever way you work, or whomever it is that you speak to on a daily basis. And it is beautiful to do that. Don't forget to thank your own spirit. Sorry, now I'm just gonna, because I know at the start of my journey, before I realized that all these messages I was being given were for me, I was giving them to everybody else, because I wasn't actually saying to myself, you know, Siobhan, you're worthy of this. This is, a lot of this is actually for you. You are the one who has to, you know, take on this role or do whatever. And I was kind of not acknowledging myself in any of it. So it's very important that we acknowledge ourselves and our spirit and the work that we are actually doing for ourselves. Of course, we're getting lots of help, but, you know, it's up to us whether we take it or not. And it's actually us doing the work. So kudos to us. So I hope you all had a great week last week. I had a brilliant week. I had a beautiful weekend. And as I said, there's so much just coming in. It's very exciting. I have 2 shows coming up now in April, 4th of April at Lone Springs Hotel, 11th of April here in the Gravel. I'm after dropping 3 cards on the floor, 4 cards on the floor, and the one is turned up, and I'll have to show you as I'm speaking, emerging. So what's that saying? It's time to come out now. It's time to be seen. So this is what's happening with all of us. So just because I'm talking to you here about my own personal, it doesn't mean that it's not a message for all of you here watching, because collectively we're moving together as well as individually. So it's having a collective knock-on effect as well as individual. So emerging is not fab. So as I said, we have, they're telling me to put these back into the deck. So we have a show on the 11th of April here in the Gravel Arms in Mullingar, and I have a couple of dates coming up then for May, hopefully in Naas and Carrigan Shannon. So I will be announcing that soon, as well as I have it finalised and dates put in place. These cards are hopping, guys. They're just mad to get out. So yeah, we have big energy around this month, and this is the time, guys. And you know, it's just, I keep harping on, I think I said this last week, it's spring. It's time to start planting. And Spirit used that with me, like, what do you want in your garden? What do you want to see around you? What do you want growing in your life? What is it you want? So plant those seeds. Plant your seeds. So I'm just moving my screen back so I can put my cards down here on the table as I pull them. So we're pulling for Monday, Tuesday, which is the 11th, 12th. I get confused with my days. So yeah, today's the 11th, 12th. So here we go. So 11th, 12th is out. That must be the first time, I think, since I've started doing this, that I haven't had a peek or seen a glimpse of at least one of the cards. We'll see how we go. We're not quite there yet. So, right, so we're Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Melchizedek. And I would love anybody who watches this to either, you know, come in on my Facebook page, because I post this video up on Facebook as well. Come in on my Facebook page or comment on this. I'm looking for, I seem to be looking for information on Melchizedek, and I haven't actually sat down and tried to channel him, but he's coming and has been coming forward with me. Well, it would have started probably back about 8 years ago, but you know, the way something would come and it goes, but he's coming in more and more and more. And I would love if there's anybody out there that would consider themselves, you know, to have a knowledge about him that would maybe help me and teach me, because it's strange the way this is happening. What's happening is we are now all being brought together more. So I said this last week as well, or at least I was talking about it to somebody last week, so I presume I put it up on this as well. We are now ready to start working together. So I know that's what Spirit is doing here with me, because I'm putting calls out in other groups and other situations that I'm in, that we need to start working together. And that's happening in my personal work as well, off screen, if you get me, in the physical, that I'm teaming up with people now, and we're doing collective work. And actually, now that I'm doing a 2-day retreat with a beautiful friend of mine at the end of March, 29th, 30th, 31st in Loughcrew, megalithic centre there, which is an ancient sacred site of Ireland here. It's in Meath, here in Ireland. And that will be amazing. So look that up on my Facebook group as well, guys, because we're doing a sweat lodge. We're all meeting on Friday. We're doing a sweat lodge on the Saturday. Sunday then will be a day of healing, chanting, singing, dancing, drumming, letting your voice get free, learning perhaps how that this is for, I saw that one, learning how to let your voice be free, and your soul voice and all of that. And it's a mixture of lots of things. There'll be lovely people there. So the energy itself will lend to it as well. I saw that one just as I was putting it down on the table there, the last one for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So here we go with, excuse me, with Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so soulmate. So now, I do believe this card came up last week, or at least, and I feel it's the very same bloody kind of information that's coming through with it. And that is the relationship that we need to have with our own soul. So this is continuing on from last week. And we are being brought very deep this month and this year. Well, you know, for any of us who are on a spiritual path, I love to go deep, and I would go as deep as I possibly can in a single session, because I'm not here to hang around anymore. You know, getting to nearly 50 years of age now, and I'm kind of like, okay, you know, what's the point in holding on to crap? Let's just get in there and get it done, and open up my channel and be a better vessel for spirit. So soulmate here is about coming in deep. And I just mentioned soul voice there before we turned the card. And I'm also a vocalist. I'm a trained soprano, and I would sing quite a bit. I was actually doing that at the weekend. Had a beautiful time. And it's when you go in there, when you go into your soul voice and you are expressing from there, nothing can touch you. And it doesn't matter whether it's brilliant singing or whether it's not so brilliant singing. When you are coming from a place where you're delivering from your heart and from your soul, it's going to touch everyone. So it's not about how it sounds here, it's about how it sits here. And this is the way we should be within our lives. And this is what Spirit are saying here. Have a date with yourself. Take time out and have a date with you. And listen, again, we're going into this. Listen to what your voice, your soul voice is telling you. And your God voice. And I speak a lot about God, and you will hear more about that from me in the future, because I hate to put a kind of time on and go, oh, next week. No, because everything's moving so rapidly now that it could be tomorrow, and it could be 6 months. I don't know. I just let spirit kind of lead me more now than ever, because it's just, as I said before on these readings, what's right for you today would not be right for you tomorrow, and what's right for you now could not be right for you maybe in an hour. So we just have to roll with it as much as possible. And that's really pushing the boundaries here with people who find it hard to change and to break free of boundaries or certain safety nets that they have placed around themselves. So let your soul be free, guys. Let your soul be free. Let it sing, let it dance, let it talk, let it express itself in whatever way it needs to. It's very, very important. And here we are now for Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, wow. I love that I've just expressed expression. And here we are now talking about our truth. So now, with the way that the energy is, as well as I keep harping on about, and I always mention Elizabeth Peru because I find her just amazing. We have no choice. So for any of us who, well, you know, the fear factor is always there, and it comes in with us all. But it's about eliminating that. And I have this beautiful, well, spirit gave it to me. I guess everything kind of that has come in with me in the last 8 years is spirit thought. And I call it the voice of fear. So that's the negativity. That's the overwhelm as well that comes up, the distraction. So that's also fear. So I call it the voice of fear. And I usually call Archangel Michael and I say, silence this voice of fear. It holds no place within me. It does not serve my highest, greatest good. So I ask for it to be taken. And like, yes, okay, sometimes we'd have to do that a few times. And I know now as well that when I'm experiencing fear, I know I'm about to embark onto a higher level as well. So it's also kind of, sometimes I kind of go, oh, it's coming in. So something big is about to happen. Something good is coming. So I kind of look at it in that sense as well. So it's perception too. It's like Elizabeth Peru will talk about Mercury retrograde, how she loves it. Everybody else talks about retrograde and how it's so annoying, and it just, so it's how you deal with it. It's not what's going on. And we've heard this so many times. It's not what goes on around you. It's how you bloody well deal with it is what is key. So are you expressing, I have to pick the other one up. Are you expressing your soul truth? Are you being true to you? Are you doing all that you want to be doing? And sometimes when people sit with me and I go, oh my God, your throat, do you have any issues with your throat? And straight away people think sore throats. No, never get them. That's not always what the case is. This is about expressing yourself, speaking out, telling people what you want, expressing, writing, singing, dancing, acting. Are you drawing? Whatever it is, are you doing that? There's a part of you in your creativity that is not being expressed. And that's all in your throat chakra, which is your truth chakra. So it's about time to express. I know there's a few people watching this or will watch this that I really feel I need to be speaking straight into your soul and kind of going, you need to let it out. You need to express, oh my God, you need to express your gifts. Time to get off that fence. So many people are waking up. And yes, it's like some people, perhaps the more cynical of us might be going, Jesus, everybody's on the bandwagon now, on this spiritual bandwagon or whatever. But it's not a bandwagon, guys. This is a movement, and this is love, and this is what the world needs. So think about it in that way. What can I be doing or saying or expressing to make this world a better place? Am I doing my part? Am I using my voice? Because this came up at the weekend as well. I was actually singing a song at an event called I Am the Voice. And it was for a beautiful lady who's running for a local election. And it just made me ponder as I was sitting listening to her speech before I got up to sing. It made me think, are we using our voice? Are we using our voice in the right way? We have ownership of it. And if we don't have ownership of it, well, then it's time to take it back. If somebody else is speaking for you or you're not speaking for yourself, take it back because it's yours. Nobody else's. Nobody else has that right to speak for you. Take it back. Own it. Step into your truth. And I'm not even saying power here. I'm saying truth, because your truth is ultimately your power. And I did get a glimpse of this one as I put it down on the table. Okay. So what I love about these readings as well, that, I sit down here and I click on and I get ready, and I have no idea what's going to come out. Like I might have a little inkling about the energy and what's happening, but as soon as I put on the screen, that's it. I'm away, and this all just comes in. So, but what I love is soulmate speaking your soul voice, speaking your truth and integrity, same thing. And now they're telling you here to trust it. Like you couldn't write this stuff, guys. This is just heaven sent or spirit sent or universally sent, or whatever way you want to look at it. And this is a message for everyone. So for everyone who gets to see this, this is a message for you, right? You, me, it's a message for me too. Trusting. And it's about trusting that soul voice that you're hearing. You see, we don't listen to it because we're so busy, and there's so many other people in the physical world, and they're just, some people are stronger than others, obviously, and they can be overbearing, and they can make you fall into line with their ideas when really this gush or this soul voice of yours is kind of going, hello, no, I don't think you should be doing that. But we're not letting it up we're not hearing it because maybe there's something louder going on, or we're maybe not just as strong in ourselves as we should be, and we're certainly not tuning in with our gut. So we need to learn that, and we need to be taught it. And I have, from my own experience, realized that a lot of the little nudges and little things that I ignored, I should have listened to. So now I'm listening faster. So I'm listening now better. Still not perfect, but I am taking, what's the word I should say? I'm taking action quicker, because I'm going, okay, something's not right there, or yes, that's right. Yes, I'll definitely go. You know, it works both ways. It's not just about maybe keeping you from doing something that you should be doing, or, you know, not going with the flow because everybody else is doing the same thing and you feel, God, I don't know if I really want to do it. So trust that feeling, because it could be also something that's telling you go for it. Trust your instincts, trust your voice, trust your soul, and, you know, trust God, trust your angels, trust your spirit team. Because if you are asking, like, you know, if you're putting it out there and you're asking for the help, well, then trust that it's coming. It's not always comfortable, what we have to do. But I can sit here and say to you, yes, I've been through the mill in a lot of ways, but by God, would I change a thing? No. No. Not on this path since 2011, not a hope. And I put in some of the most, let's just say, challenging times in those 8 years, but they're also the most fulfilling. So, you know, I take it again every day of the week if it would put me in this place. So thank God, thank your angels, thank your spirit team. Trust you, trust us. You see that? Trust you, trust us. He showed me that. So guys, a brilliant week ahead. That's how I'm feeling. So so we have the soul voice, but this is not just for the week. This is like what we should be practicing all the time. Listening to your soul voice, having a date with you. So Monday, Tuesday. So even if that's like just getting into the bath with some nice oils, having a meditation, actually, that was coming in quite strong at the start. But it's the same thing. It's like maybe sitting in the bath is your meditation. Do you know what I mean? So some people go, I can't meditate, but it's not about going into a place and having everything just clear, that you're not thinking about a blooming thing. I don't know. Well, maybe there are people who can do that, but when I meditate, I can often get a lot of messages coming through. So it's about stilling my mind to give me that flipping time to tune in, I think, more so. So, but I always feel better after it. I always feel more grounded. I'm always in the zone. So that's, you know, find a way that works for you. Find something that works for you. It could be writing. It could be singing. It could be playing an instrument that just, you know, it could be just sitting listening to music. It could be just sitting at the lake. Whatever works for you, do that. It could be knitting, sewing. So truth and integrity, expressing that. It's very important, guys, that we start expressing who we are really and truly, or at least saying that that's what you want to do, because some people are kind of still don't know, but at least take the step towards, well, this is what I want to do. And trust. So trust. So this is a big one for next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And big one in our lives all the time, but trust as well that what's coming in. So we have a busy weekend next weekend, don't we? We have our St. Patrick's Day falls on Sunday, so there will be a lot of people around and celebrating, and so just trust in your abilities. This is what I'm hearing. Trust in your abilities to say the right thing. So there, you know, sometimes when people, there's a large gatherings of people, you know, things, you know, family get-togethers and all of that, maybe there might be some news that comes up within a family circle or that needs some sort of, you know, calmness or stuff like that. So just trust to say the right thing, and trust that, you know, not everything lasts forever, I'm hearing here. So everything is moving, and as I said, it's quite rapid. So don't hold on to anything that you don't need to be holding on to. It's like have a spring clean, get rid of it, get it out. And I will see you all again next week. And have a brilliant week. Enjoy, and make the most of this energy, guys, because it's really something. God bless, and I'll talk to you all next week. Thank you.